Hello, dear viewers. Today, we embark on an exciting journey filled with mysteries, fascinating theories, and ancient riddles. We are diving into the history of one of the most enigmatic civilizations in the world, Atlantis. Did this lost land truly exist, or is it merely a myth born from the imagination of ancient philosophers? Join us as we explore the legend of Atlantis, sift through historical records, and examine the evidence. Maybe together, we can unlock the secrets of a civilization that has captivated human minds for millennia. It all began with the Greek philosopher Plato, who first mentioned Atlantis around 360 BC in his works Timaeus and Critias. In these texts, Atlantis was described as an enormous island and a mighty empire, located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now know as the Strait of Gibraltar. According to Plato, this empire was so advanced and powerful that it controlled many parts of the known world, with influence reaching into Africa and Europe. The story of Atlantis is unique in its vivid portrayal. It was a utopia filled with grand temples, bustling harbors, and complex systems of irrigation and engineering. This was a civilization of immense wealth, with citizens who led lives of comfort, art, and prosperity. But according to Plato, this society was ultimately doomed by its own hubris. Their downfall was sudden and dramatic, as Atlantis was engulfed by the sea in a single day and night of misfortune. Was this a warning from Plato about the dangers of power and pride, or could it have been based on a real place? Over the centuries, countless theories have been proposed to explain where Atlantis might have been located. The most traditional idea places it in the Atlantic Ocean, but other theories suggest the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, and even Antarctica. One popular hypothesis posits that Atlantis might have been located on the island of Santorini, Greece. This island was home to the advanced Minoan civilization, which was devastated by a massive volcanic eruption around 1600 BCE. This eruption could have inspired tales of a lost civilization destroyed by the sea, echoing the Atlantis legend. Another theory places Atlantis near the Azores, a cluster of islands in the mid-Atlantic, where underwater structures have reportedly been found. However, skeptics argue that these structures may be natural formations rather than remnants of a lost city. Still, these reports keep the allure of Atlantis alive, inspiring new expeditions and scientific investigations. The legend of Atlantis is often entangled with myths of ancient technology and strange abilities. Some stories suggest Atlanteans possessed advanced engineering skills, allowing them to harness mysterious sources of energy. From flying vehicles to crystals that generated power, these tales stretch the limits of believability. However, there is no concrete archaeological or historical evidence to back up these claims, leading many to believe that they are exaggerations, or perhaps entirely fictionalized elements added over centuries. Interestingly, some historians and scholars believe that Plato may have used Atlantis as an allegory. According to this view, Atlantis was never meant to be taken literally. Instead, Plato might have crafted the story as a lesson about the dangers of unchecked ambition and pride. To the ancient Greeks, the fall of Atlantis could represent what happens when a society oversteps the bounds of moderation, a central value in Greek philosophy. Though Plato's account remains the main source, historians have found parallels in other ancient texts. The story of Atlantis bears striking similarities to the biblical story of the Great Flood, as well as to myths from Mesopotamia, India, and Mesoamerica, where other lost civilizations are depicted as sinking beneath the waves. This raises an intriguing question. Were these legends inspired by real catastrophic events, such as tsunamis, earthquakes, or volcanic eruptions, which destroyed early settlements and became the basis for legends? Geological evidence suggests that in the distant past, massive earthquakes and tsunamis did occur, some of which could have wiped out coastal civilizations in a single day. These natural disasters may have left an indelible mark on human memory, passed down through generations as stories of cities lost to the ocean. Despite widespread skepticism, the allure of Atlantis has persisted into modern times, and numerous expeditions have been launched in search of this lost world. In recent years, technologies like sonar mapping, satellite imagery, and underwater drones have allowed researchers to explore vast underwater landscapes. There are even reports of underwater structures that resemble man-made ruins, though none have yet been definitively linked to Atlantis. For example, in 2013, researchers discovered submerged structures off the coast of Spain, near the marshlands of Dona National Park. These formations stirred speculation, as some believe this region could match Plato's descriptions. Others have found intriguing formations in the Bahamas, in the so-called Bimini Road, which appears to be a submerged pathway of stones. Some argue that these could be remnants of an ancient civilization, though most scientists believe they are natural rock formations. One reason Atlantis continues to fascinate us may be that it serves as a mirror for our own society. The story of Atlantis prompts us to reflect on our relationship with technology, power, and nature. Could we, like the Atlanteans, face ruin if we allow our technological ambitions to overshadow our humanity? The story raises profound questions about human nature and the sustainability of our own civilizations. Many environmentalists have pointed out that Atlantis, whether real or fictional, can be seen as a cautionary tale. Our Earth is resilient but vulnerable, capable of enduring a great deal but not immune to the pressures of overuse, climate change, and exploitation. As our technology advances, so too do our responsibilities to the planet and future generations. In the end, Atlantis may forever remain a mystery. It could have been a real place swallowed by the ocean, or perhaps it was a fictional creation meant to provoke thought and inspire caution. But whether Atlantis was real or mythical, its story endures, fueling our curiosity and challenging us to consider what lies beneath the surface of our histories and our own modern world. Atlantis continues to live on in our imaginations, urging us to dream, to search, and to question. Perhaps the true legacy of Atlantis is not its potential existence, but the journey of exploration and introspection it has inspired for over 2,000 years.